The insecticide lindane and technical HCH were first used in the 1950s for agricultural and non-agricultural purposes, but unfortunately, the production process generated large quantities of toxic waste. Production was banned when it was discovered that it caused serious environmental problems and posed risks for human health. This picture shows what toxic dump sites looked like in Spain at the end of the 80s and beginning of the 90s. Cows were grazing on toxic lindane waste. Local people discovered that the milk was contaminated and started to ask questions. Unfortunately, the companies that produced the waste had gone out of business, and no one could be held accountable to clean up the polluted sites. Under the International Stockholm Convention Agreement to ban persistent organic pollutants, countries from all around the world started the fight against lindane waste. In 2013, Spanish citizens sent a first complaint to the European Parliament and asked the EU to act on lindane pollution in Spain. This led to several EU-funded projects to assess the problem, test innovative remediation techniques, and exchange knowledge. The European Parliament also asked the Commission to initiate an EU-wide inventory of lindane and HCH to determine the seriousness of the problem. And for this, we need your help. We know that around 600,000 tonnes of lindane have been produced globally, resulting in roughly 6 million tonnes of HCH waste. Just imagine, for each kilogram of lindane produced, approximately 10 kilograms of waste were dumped. The largest part of global lindane production was manufactured in the European Union, which means that around 4 million tonnes of HCH waste were disposed of in the EU. During the production process, mountains of white HCH waste were dumped in the open air close to the factories. As a result, toxic waste from the stockpiles was blown over nearby neighbourhoods. These pictures were all taken in EU countries. Many of the factories producing lindane shut down when lindane was banned. However, the toxic waste was left behind. Therefore, toxic chemicals are still contaminating our soil, food, water, and air. Although the White Mountains may no longer be visible, the toxic waste is still present in the soil. We need to find these toxic stockpiles to prevent further harm to public health and the environment. Today's environmental challenges, like climate change and plastics in our oceans, may seem more pressing than old dump sites with lindane and HCH. And indeed, these environmental problems do need to be solved. However, the lindane legacy problem from the past is here to stay and urgently needs to be dealt with. The toxic waste is still present and is spreading in our environment. Actions need to be taken, the sooner the better. The consequences of doing nothing will cause even greater challenges in the future. Pollution from lindane production has had 70 years to spread through our environment. Cleanup costs have increased drastically, increasing over 2,000 times compared to the cost of direct disposal and destruction of the waste. And the longer we wait, the worse it gets. Thus far, we have identified more than 200 sites where lindane has been handled in the EU, but we believe other sites might exist. So if you or someone in your network has information on lindane and HCH polluted sites, then please do let us know. And if you are interested in the topic, then we would also be very happy to share the information that we have with you. Simply call, email, or contact us on social media. Let's save our environment for future generations. Together with your help, we can take important steps to clean up the Lindane affected sites. Please spread this message.